Hey guys, how's it going? All right, now this is something that I find guys oftentimes get wrong. How do girls work? Now when guys look at it from the perspective of how does a girl get attracted, what is the general lifestyle of a girl, oftentimes we get this wrong, and we get this extremely fucking wrong. Why? Because we can only view it from our perspective. From the outside, what is it for the girl? What is the girl getting? You approach the girl rejects you. Seems like a pretty simple system for the girl. Seems like it's so fucking easy. Maybe even sex. Oh my God, us as guys, we want sex so much. We crave sex. And it's the one thing that if you get sex, generally speaking, you get a relationship. And it's kind of tough when the girls are rejecting you, hurting your ego time and time again. Girls in general, like you would think that if they thought like us and they were attracted like us, when you guys send the dick pic to a girl, wouldn't the girl be attracted because, oh, it's a really nice dick. I should go fuck him now, right? Because if a girl sent you a picture of her tits, maybe like her body, you'd be instantly back at her place. So why isn't it working? Why are the girls not responding when you do stuff like this? Why do girls not act the way that you would assume they'd act? And how are women vastly different than what guys think that they are? In this video today, we're gonna be talking about that. With that being said, let's get into the video.
Yeah, I confess, Father, I confess, 'cause I've been living wrong.
Being a dating coach and a pickup artist, I'm gonna be taking it from that perspective for the most part. What we're gonna be talking about a lot is the approach, about attraction, about how to attract a girl and what it is like for her on the receiving end of talking to a guy. That's gonna be the vast majority of this. We're also gonna be talking about in relationships. We're gonna be talking about a lot of things around dating. Now, a lot of you guys, when you guys approach a girl, you guys assume that it's probably really easy for her. All right, you approach her, she rejects you, it hurts. You go approach the next girl, she rejects you maybe, or maybe it goes really well. And for you, it feels a lot more like a numbers game. Now, what if I told you this? What if I told you for the girl, it was just as much a numbers game as it is for you? Let me put it this way. Now, girls, unlike you, don't base so much of their attraction on your looks. They base it a lot on who you are, your authenticity, your ability to demonstrate an authentically abundant personality that is non-needy, doesn't need her, who's treating her like a person. Now, a lot of you guys are uber needy, like extremely needy. A lot of guys in the club, they gotta do what? They gotta drink. They gotta get wasted, plastered, drunk to even go talk to a girl because it's so terrifying to go talk to her because they have so much of an ego. If they were to go talk to her and then they would get rejected, it would be way too painful otherwise. And then they approach with like this caricature of themselves, this fake personality they think that the girl would like. You guys try to play the nice guy role. You guys try to play the bad boy role. You try to play the funny, charismatic guy instead of just actually being yourselves. And in all actuality, for some of you guys, being your authentic selves would be a little bit disgusting for the girl. Maybe you have bad views about women. Maybe you are very desperate about girls and you haven't had a lot of sex up to this point and you're not in abundance with women. When you're not in abundance with women and if you were your authentic self, it would be very gross for a girl. And if you're really negative, it's also very gross for a girl. Girls want a positive alpha male. They don't want this like, this angry, pissed off guy who's mad at the world. They want a really uplifting, happy guy. Who wants to talk to a negative person? Nobody. It's not a value-giving emotion. Value-giving emotions are positive, happiness, their relaxation, their carefree, their excitement. These are the kind of emotions that you want to be when you're talking to a girl. Most of the guys that are approaching women are not this way. Most of them have negative views about women. Most of them think that looks matter, so they come up and they're just trying to like stick their chest out a little bit more. Maybe they're trying to like show off their jaw. Maybe they're trying to show off some feature they think makes them look attractive, and they just look really inauthentic and weird, and not trying to treat the girl like a person instead of like acting like a peacock. Like they're trying to like, oh, is the bathroom over here? Is it over there? All right, I'm gonna go over there and check it out. It's no, man. And for some of you guys too, you found that when you're in a better mood, the girls treat you better. When you're in a happy, positive, fun, carefree vibe, do girls treat you better? When you're in an environment where a lot of the people in that environment react to you and they give you the validation and you're like kind of the top of the pile, do the girls react better to you? It's because girls don't base a lot of attraction on looks. It is a small factor, don't get me wrong. All right, if you go to a club, and let's say a girl's going to the club specifically with the idea that she wants to have sex, she's logically made the decision that tonight she's gonna have sex, then in that case, if she goes to a club and every guy in there's a loser, or average at best, in that case, more than likely, if her intent is just to have sex and never talk to a guy again, she will probably choose a guy that's better looking. However, if there was a guy in that club who was very fun, carefree, relaxed, she'd go fuck him instead. The problem is, though, that we're in a society today where most of the guys are not taught how to approach women, how to talk to girls, how to even interact with them. Most of us are very pussified when it comes to attracting and dating women, unfortunately. Now, most of the guys that approach a girl, unfortunately, are trying to take up a character. If you're trying to be the nice guy, it's not because you are legitimately trying to be nice. It's because you're afraid of getting your ego hurt. You want the positive reaction from the girl too much. You're afraid of her rejecting you in a harsh way. You're doing it to get a certain result from her instead of treating her like a person and looking at her in a way that, is she right for me? Is this somebody that I really want to connect with? You're literally trying to play a game where every girl you talk to should like you, and that's not the way you should be dating. Then we go back to the bad boy thing. Guys try to be nice guy for a while. I'm like, I was trying to be nice. Oh, I was trying to be so nice. I was so nice to so many girls. But fuck women. I'm going to be the bad boy now because that's what they want. No, that's not what they want. All right, now you're going to play this bad boy role and try to play like pushing the button and shit. You know what actually is a better role? Is to have everything capable in your personality. You can be the bad boy. You can be the good guy. You can be the nice person. But it has more value now because you're willing to tell her no. You're willing to tell her fuck off if she's being rude to you. You're willing to instead maybe be nice to her if she's being nice to you and she deserves it, if you really like her. This is where it actually comes into play. You're not playing a character, you're actually treating her like a person, not like an object. Which is why girls have such a hard time choosing for guys and why they generally choose the bad boy. Because the bad boy at least treats them like a person. Now, us as men, we want sex. What does a girl want? Well, I'll tell you this, a girl can have sex whenever the fuck she wants. However, does she like sex? Obviously, yes, she does love sex. But she can get it whenever she wants. So for her, what's the value in a relationship? What does she really want? She wants a partner. She wants a monogamous relationship ultimately. She wants something where, in the end, biologically speaking, she can have somebody that will help her raise a child. You as a man, you don't have to raise a child. You can have sex with 100 girls and you can impregnate 100 girls. And for you, genetically speaking, it'll work out for you. Now for a girl though, she can only raise so many kids at a time. So for her, the main point of power is finding a guy who's one, amazing as fuck, cool as all shit, who has his life in order, who has friends who are amazing around him, who has a tribe around him of people that are fucking sick, who he also has options. If he has options, it probably means that he's a very valued guy and he probably has really high, he probably has all these different things in spades. This is the guy that she ideally wants. However, what's the problem with being one of these guys? What's the problem with dating one of these guys? These guys are not loyal, usually speaking. Why? Because they have so many options. A guy like this, generally speaking, he can go sleep with any girl. So why the fuck, genetically speaking, would he just stick around for her? Why would he stick around? Most of the time he won't. Most of the time he'll cheat on her. Most of the time he'll go sleep with another girl when he gets bored. I unfortunately did this a lot when I first started getting into abundance with women, and I heard a lot of girls when I first started this. Now I found out how to be a lot more honest with girls. But this is kind of the big problem with being a man of abundance. Like most of the provider guys that these girls end up settling down with when they're in their 30s and 40s, at least they won't cheat on them like a guy of abundance would. At least they'll be solid. At least they'll help them raise a kid. At least they'll be their platform of stability. Now, as much as us men get pressured into we have to have sex as a man, if you don't have a lot of sex, you're not really a man. If you're a virgin, you're a weirdo. Like society does push on us men like that. However, does it push the same way with women? No, it pushes in the opposite. If you're a girl and you have too much sex, what are you? You're a slut. So oftentimes, us as men, if you want to have a girl and you want to sleep with her, you have to make it to where it's you have to make it to where societally, she won't lose. And I'll tell you this too, girls base a lot more on their social peer group than we do. Us as men's, we are very much more goal-oriented to them, and they're more tribe-based. I'm going to explain it like this. Now, as a man, how do you make friends? We make friends through time spent through a common goal, towards a common goal, towards doing something that we all can win from. Now, how does a girl make friends? By talking about emotions, by talking about each other. They gossip, they joke, they play, they cry together, they laugh. This is how girls make friends. And this is why oftentimes a lot of you guys have a hard time making female friends, because you're not talking about the emotions, you're not talking about this. You guys are literally treating them the same way you would a guy, and pretty much all your friends are men around you. And then you'd be trying to fuck her the first nice gesture she ever gives to you, because none of you guys are in abundance. So it's pretty tough for you guys to make a female friend. Guys are always like, oh, women just want money. Oh, girls just like all this stuff. Girls can have whatever they want whenever they want, especially the really hot girls. Now there's different tiers of women, like in terms of attractiveness. Then they all get different stuff and they all have completely fucking different lives. The girls you're talking about though, the average to maybe hot to extremely hot, Those girls, generally speaking, they can have whatever they want from whatever guy. The money is not really so much of an option as it is for us. They always have that safety net, so money doesn't really make so much sense. What girls really like, though, is the fact that those guys, generally speaking, guys are usually talking to them. They're the boss, they're the CEO, those type of guys. They're the leader, the alpha, they're the omega. Essentially speaking, when people talk to them, they supplicate. And to the girl, this is very hot. That's why girls oftentimes date their bosses, or like their professors, because they're in that position of power. What is the guy that a girl is really desperate for? That she wants a guy who's authentic, who's cool, who's relaxed, who's high value, fun, and free, who treats her like a person. However, who's also really high value and loyal. So this is kind of a paradox. So the same way that you might be frustrated with dating women, she's just as frustrated, if not more frustrated, because there's no guys nowadays that are actually stepping up to her standards. All right, now let's get into more of the gamey side of things. Now, in an approach, what are girls usually thinking? From this standpoint, what is a girl generally speaking? So you approach her. Hey, what's up? Think you're cute. First thing the girl's thinking, ugh, not another one. Because she got approached by so many losers up to this point, she's given up. Like maybe during the course of the day, like girls are very emotional. They are, on the spectrum, girls change up. On average, girls are more emotional than guys. All right, so if she's feeling her emotions, she's gonna be thinking a lot through her emotions. So if she's been treated like shit by guy after guy after guy, not treating her like a person, what does she think you are? She thinks you're another person just like that. The same way that if you go to a nightclub and you keep getting rejected when you're approaching a girl, you assume the next girl's gonna reject you. The same way she assumes that you're gonna be that next guy's gonna be a loser. Your job is to prove to her that you're not one of those people by passing shit tests, by being fun, cool, no matter what the fuck she throws at you. The next one is not so negative, but it is a little bit more on the terms of playing it safe. Is this guy being for real? Now at this point, she'll act a little more challenging. She'll throw shit tests at you. It is both biological and sociological, like it's kind of built into her. She just has so many guys that are lying to her and trying to get into her pants and not treating her like a person that she does throw it out there and tries to test you out. So this is generally what will happen. So the girl will feel you out and try to see if you're actually being the person you're presenting yourself as. Because so many guys are just trying to get in her pants and not treating her like a person. She wants to know if you're one of those guys. So this is more or less what the girl's looking for. Now the next one is the girl's nervous herself. And sometimes this can also be mistaken for the last one. When girls are nervous, the same way that you get nervous to go and approach a girl, girls getting approached anxiety. They're like, oh shit, I'm not on point. I don't want this guy to hurt my ego and reject me. I don't want this guy to be mean to me. And then she feels a little bit of that. Sometimes girls will lash out negatively because they've had negative reactions to this in the past. So their first intention is to like fucking go out like this and curl into a ball and just be defensive with you. Your way of doing this is just to be laughing, joking, free caring. And the same way you pass a shit test the other way, you would break through this. Now, this next one is probably for most of you guys beginners. It's, what does this guy want? Why is this guy talking to me? What is the whole purpose of him talking to me? Why is he like trying to converse with me? This is for you guys who don't have a premise or not masculine in your intent. You guys are not coming up with like good masculine vibes in general. Now, the last one is what all of you guys really want. It's like that initial good reaction. It's like, oh my God, thank God, this is the guy that I've been looking for. This is my type. This is that guy that generally speaking, when I talk to him, that the interactions go really well. This is the guy that I can connect to all those other previous guys. Now, this is always why I say, like, there's two different ways to approach, all right? You want to approach in one of two ways. One, be extremely different so you don't give her the initial reaction that you're just like every other guy. Or two, you approach in a way that other guys who are extremely cool and super suave approach her. The guys that have really good interactions with her. You never want to approach in a way that reminds her of other guys in the past who've been losers, such as high five, such as approaching her like, hey, I thought you're really cute, saw you from over there, what's your name? Like every other pickup artist under the sun who sucks with girls. The authenticity behind it will make a lot better of an interaction than otherwise would. If you guys are trying to like do one of these caricature or like canned lines that all these other like idiot pickup artists end up doing. Now, what are the different tiers of attractiveness in women? What are their lives different? All right, so now firstly you get the ugly girls, unfortunately. The homely girls, the girls that are not as attractive. Unfortunately, they don't get the same luxuries as the hot girls. Usually speaking, guys don't try to give them free stuff. Usually they're ignored and then treated like guys. The good thing about being an uglier girl is generally speaking, as long as an ugly girl like actually learns through her life and consumes self-development, tries to better herself, by the time she's 30 and 40, she's pretty set because she doesn't need a guy. So generally speaking, when they reach 30 and 40, those are usually those girls' peaks. All right, now the next girls, generally speaking, have a very short lifespan and then a really worse later lifespan. Average girls have a better like kind of consistency through their life because they do get the validation from the world, but not so much to where it's just overwhelming and to where they crash. So they have more consistency through their life. So I'll explain that in a quick second. When a girl's more average, she gets like, oh, you're hot, oh, you're cute, oh, blah, but she doesn't get the guy she really wants. and she doesn't get those like wealthy guys throwing money at her, so she still feels that need to like, you know, have a job to succeed in life. So she kind of just ambles along. She doesn't have so much like drive as like maybe an ugly girl would or like a short guy would, but she does have drive. So generally speaking, on average, these girls consist through more. Now, the next girls have it a lot harsher. The hot girls and the extremely hot girls. Now, there are those girls that despite being attractive, still fight through their lives and still don't take the free shit. And those girls I admire the ever-loving shit out of because I want to be able to do it. Generally speaking, those girls are given free shit. They're given free drugs. They're given like, they're put almost in this like blender of like good emotion, good emotion, good emotion. They're never told when they're doing bad. Like I was dating this one girl who was saying like random shit and she was doing all kinds of weird, awkward stuff that for any other girl would have been super antisocial and super retarded to do. It would have been like socially just so terrible. But because she was a hot girl, every guy up to that point before dating me told her it was amazing for her to do. So she just kept doing stupid shit, stupid shit, stupid shit. And she never got validation from the outside world, or she never got the feedback from the outside world that the stuff she was doing was either rude, that it was weird, that it was awkward. Like she never got that feedback just because she was hot. So as they keep going through their lives, they never actually develop skill sets. So they keep, oh, I'm amazing. Oh, I'm hot. Oh, drug. Oh, drug. Oh, give me the drugs. Oh, cool. Yeah, no, it's okay. I'm hot. Oh, look, I have the perfect body because I have a perfect metabolism. I eat the pizza. Then they crash so fucking hard. Like when you guys see, I've seen like pictures of older women that are really just haggard looking. And when they were younger, they were just so hot. This is a very common thing to happen with girls, is that because they get fed this like this fake life, this fake like feedback loop. They eventually, when they start getting older and they start losing their looks, they crash hella hard. They crash extremely hard. Crash and it's gone. So it's a very harsh life and a very short-lived life for a girl to live. However, if you're one of these girls and you're watching this video, it is an amazing life, all right? You have a cool-ass life. But I'll say this, do not squander it, all right? Learn skills. Don't just fall back on the laurels of men, because men are oftentimes gonna lie to you, especially like a lot of the guys I've been talking about early in the video. Take control of your life. Don't actually let guys rule your life for you. Make your own money, all right? Live your own life. Develop skill sets, read books, learn how to become a better woman. Now, another thing these girls are getting is way too much validation. And sometimes they can become validation junkies, which is very common for even average, hot, and even hotter girls. These girls get so much of a validation loop from the outside world that even when you tell them that they're hot or something like that, they're like, okay, like I know. They even would get like annoyed with you for saying it. I found this happening when I first started my YouTube channel. I got so much positive feedback from people that it eventually became where I got desensitized from it. The same way that like when I first started gaming, girls kept saying, oh, you're hot, oh, you're amazing, oh, you're this, or you're that. And it kept coming, and eventually I need more, and I need more, and I need more. Ultimately, you have to find it within yourself, all right? You're not gonna get enough validation from the outside world to make you feel okay with inside. It's another drug, and ultimately speaking, the ultimate advice I give everybody, girls or guys, is just learn to be okay with yourself. You guys wanna get somebody of the opposite sex, you guys wanna have an amazing life, you're not gonna find it from the outside world. It doesn't happen. You can have all the money, all the sex, you can have all the validation from the outside world, and none of it's gonna make you happy. The only thing that's gonna make you ever happy is yourself, is being good with yourself, ultimately. And with that being said, peace out.
2 a.m. I just faced it now. Ignoring calls, she'll hate me for it. I'm in my zone, I can't break the focus. Gotta get the bread, the money waiting for me. Yo, Kev, when you gonna drop a tape, man? I'm not Wayne, but I'm sorry for the wait, man. I done had a lot of shit up on my plate, man. But I'm glad I was blessed with the patience. Listen, hopped up in a whip with a bad bitch that I just met last night. Said she got a man, but she wanna play, and she rose weed too, and that's right.